Hey there! For anyone unaware of how strong Cryo Engineer is, let me tell you, he's incredibly strong and was arguably the best gun build class in the entire game due to his absurd crit synergies with Cryo. But after this last update, he was indirectly buffed to be unarguably the best when it comes to elemental gun builds. His indirect buff came through the way of a direct buff to Cryo's application rate by 10%, which in itself is a large buff, but get this, it also stacks with Ice Cream Cone to crank the application rate of Cryo through the roof when having that item. Just wait until we get our build online to see. It's absurd how fast you can freeze targets. We were also on the hunt for some of the other newly buffed weapons this run, but the Cryo build can work with almost any weapon in the game, and what better a weapon to fly through the early game with than Grandma's shotgun.
So we're obviously going to be going for the classic Cryo Engineer because it just got so much better, like so much better. Oh my god, and we'll take this bull shotgun, sure. We'll take the bull shotgun. I don't remember if the bull shotgun got any buffs. I think the ram shotgun does more damage, but it has an even slower fire rate if I recall. Chromatic Mastery. Yeah, I think we take that already. Yeah, this is going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time, alright.
We had already found the beautiful Cryo Mastery perk, which many of you may already know grants 100% auto crit rate on frozen targets. You can see where this is going to go eventually.
Cryo Ricochet, I'll honestly take that. I will take that, happily. Is auto crit chance. Yeah, we'll do the auto crit. Sure. Oh, I probably shouldn't have taken the auto crit. It's whatever. It's whatever. I'm gonna have 100% crit on frozen targets anyways. And with the amount of cryo buildup that we have with this new update, they're gonna be frozen pretty quick.
As you can see, regular enemies are being frozen in a single hit with the bull shotgun. I can't wait to see what it does to bosses.
I mean, yeah. The shotgun do be feeling pretty good. Increased cryo auto crit damage and crit chance. I mean, yeah, we'll take that for now. We will have the 100% crit chance, but it does increase our crit damage as well, which is always really nice. Let's get a schmoovin'. Sir, I would like you to put chilled on. Nope, I don't want conduit. You should know by now that I never want you to put anything other than cryo on that. Unless I like expressly tell you not to, always put cryo on. Alright, thanks. I'll take bow tie. And I'll take lollipop. Unfortunately, we're gonna miss out on our cryo buff because we can't reroll buddy bot right now. But that's okay. Because those items are big.
Bowtie is always phenomenal because it increases our damage to low health targets, which is great for bossing and mobbing alike. And Lollipop increases our fire rate by a lot. And as you can probably guess, more fire rate equals more freeze buildup. We can also easily apply burn and freeze to ourselves through other corrupted items that we may or may not find this run. But Lollipop is always a solid item in my opinion, more so for this run than others.
Sir, please do not try to stun me. Reload the gun! Oh my god! Okay. Alright, what kind of cryo items can you offer? None? Ever? Thanks. I'll be taking the power cells for now, Chief. Appreciate. Now, if we do find a mammoth minigun this run, that'll be pretty nice, because that thing got pretty big buffs.
We were looking for Mammoth Gun and Typhoon Minigun because those weapons also got nice buffs and I wanted to try them out a lot. But since those weapons can't spawn until after you kill the first boss, we kind of had to play it by ear, so we would take what we could get.
Chromatic weapon? Yeah, we'll take chromatic weapon. And now I gotta get a weapon that doesn't do cryo now. Now that I'm always doing cryo, I gotta swap out my weapon for something that doesn't do cryo. That way we can have two elements cooking at once.
Finding chromatic weapon here was big because it means we can choose cryo weapon, which ensures that our weapon is always doing cryo damage. Now we can look for a weapon that deals burn damage preferably, since it would allow us to easily benefit from an item like Toaster if we found
Oh my god,
one.
this thing is doing no damage. Alright. Stability, sure, I'll take bicycle. Why not? Alright. Hopefully this safe area yields us some weaponry. Oh, I'll take this junk arquebus. Does burn damage. And I will take Thimble. I do like Thimble quite a bit. Let's look at what's for sale first. Nothing, basically. Okay. I don't want Spear. Let's get something else on here. Burn Bullseye sounds pretty good to me. Let's run it.
Bullseye is of course solid because we get increased crit damage and, you know, whenever we freeze a target, we're always going to be doing crit damage. That being said, the Arquebus is more of a single target damage weapon, and when being thrown into a room that is nothing but a horde of ads firing at you, its effectiveness kind of went down a little bit, but it is still chunking.
Oh my god, that's a lot of enemies.
But now that the horde was over, I was very excited, and hopefully we would get someone like Billy Boom with an easy-to-hit crit spot, because I wanted to see the damage I'd be doing. Not that it mattered, since the second we froze him we'd be critting anyways, but I just want that damage to be cranked right off the bat.
Strawberries, yes please. We of course want strawberries. Especially with our cryo crit build. Woo!
Look at that freeze rate. We froze him at around 65% of his max HP, which before this update was something that we could only dream of happening.
Goodbye, Billy Boom. It was fun while it lasted. Um, probably just... Yeah, I'll probably take Boomerang, sure, why not? I'll take Boomerang. We're very early on. Boomerang's gonna help us out. Help us out quite a bit. Let's see here. Valkyrie Rifle. Shame it's not blue. Valkyrie Rifle did get a buff. It felt phenomenal. Oh, we have a Lynx Rifle here that does shock. Monocle's pretty nice. It's whatever. We can't really take too much here. I'll just take the Power Cell.
Now that we were past the first boss, we could start to find all the weapons in the game, including the Mammoth Gun and the Typhoon Minigun, which were weapons that I was looking out for. Now, no guarantee that we'd be able to find them, but if we found them, we would take them out and give them a shot.
The Voltaic Rip. I might want to, if I see a, like a Junk Beam, that might also be something I take. Because that also got substantial buffs.
Junk Beam was something that I haven't really used much of. Now, I did use it, but I used to not really be a big fan of heavy weapons. Even with Stone Block, I just like being fast, and anything that slows me down, I'm not really a big fan of. That being said, with the buffs that a lot of these heavy weapons received during this update, I'm willing to turn a new leaf and try them out some more.
Great if I could hit my shots. Hey KJ, it's going all right, man. How you doing? How you doing, Chief? I'm just trying out some new stuff in Roboquest because that's all the rave right now. Hey, speaking of Junk Beam, I'm gonna take it. Nutmeg, how are you doing? Let's see here. Crit damage. Alright, let's see what we're cooking with here. Marketing enemy deals. Sure. That would be nice. Okay. We might try the Doom Gardens here. I think we're gonna try Doom Gardens, actually. And I will take Rake. If I just got home having some work downtime, that's good to hear, Nutmeg. That's good to hear. Does that mean you're gonna be able to, like, play video games with the boys again? Or is that a dream that is outside of our reach? Ooh, these are both phenomenal, and I'm gonna take them both. Big dub.
Ice Cube and Kazoo were fantastic finds, since one increases our cryo damage and the other allows us to apply burn not only to the enemies so that we benefit from Toaster, but also to ourselves so that we can benefit from Lollipop. Taking Doom Gardens here was also a bit of a risk, because I don't know if it's just a skill issue or if Doom Gardens somehow got harder after the update, but I have been struggling with it lately, and it has felt like an honest-to-God risk every time I take it. I am either on the brink of death or not making time. Hopefully this one would work out.
Come on. I also expressly remember, Nutmeg, an interest that you took in Tarkov, like years ago. So maybe I could conscript you into that hellscape once your PC is built. Oh my god, just by the skin of our teeth. Doom Gardens feels like it's way harder than it was before the update. I don't know what happened. It just feels like it's harder. I don't know, I don't get it. I don't know why. Junk Beam is a heavy weapon, correct? Yes, it is. We will take Strong Arm. .0000 is crazy. Yeah. And we got Stone Block. Literally just got Stone Block. Phenomenal. All right.
While I'm not a fan of the feel of heavy weapons with Stone Block, their results are absolute. A 20% increase to both fire rate and damage speaks for itself, as you will soon see.
And we have Bull and Frog Prince. Dude, they are drowning me in good options. I don't have enough for this. I think I need to take Bull, though, for the marking capabilities. Wow. That's incredible. I'm going to take Bull, but my god, what a crazy slew of items we just got options for. I should have hit up Lottery Luke for some power cells. Just kidding. Luke, you're cool and all, but I don't want you to fuel a gambling addiction. I don't want you to wake up a latent addiction to gambling that I may have within me. Keep in mind, we still haven't re-rolled our buddy bot, so we still don't have his, like, bonus to cryo damage. He's still rolled for shock damage right now. I don't want gun diet here, right? I forget. What do I want here? Scrap Explosion is pretty hot. Because of the crit damage. Yeah, I do like that. I think I'm going to take it.
Scrap Explosion is great because it increases our crit damage, which we're always going to be doing to frozen targets. But on top of that, it gives us some AoE potential whenever we kill a target with crit damage, which helps us with mobbing.
It's been a minute since I've played Engineer. I actually forget what my standard like go-to for him is, but I don't think it really matters. I think we're seeing the results of just doing like the bare minimum basics for, you know, choosing his cryo path. Yoink. Jinx, how you doing, Chief? RNG going hard this run? But yeah, it absolutely is. What a lineup in terms of items. And he's always 50-50 for you. You either get absolutely rolled or win with 0 effort. Not bad waiting for videos to render. Looking forward to them, man. Looking forward to them. Let's see here. That is a very nice Beluga cannon, but I do kind of want to keep the Junk Beam going. But that is a good Beluga cannon. It hurts passing that up. And here's the Mammoth minigun. We did want to try this out. So you said the Mammoth minigun was absurd, right, Jinx? We also still don't have an element other than Cryo rolled onto our Junk Beam. Hold on, hold on. Oh, God. We are just getting peppered in good stuff. I'm not taking that Beluga cannon, but we might take the Mammoth. I don't think we will. I don't think we will this run. Just not this run. And then we have Cucumber. Alright, so we gotta roll, like, a burn onto this, and then we can start looking for Toaster. Auto crit, Carbon. Carbon's pretty solid, honestly, with this, because we have Stone Block. I'll just keep those. I'll keep those. That's fine with me. That was a goated Beluga. It really was a goated Beluga, but I just don't want a Beluga right now. Alright, and then we gotta do chill. Okay. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Let's get in there. I can't wait to get my hands on Toaster.
The effects of rolling a second element onto the junk beam were immediate. We felt powerful. I had assumed the role of an HDR monitor, and my enemies, unlucky as they were all naked eyeballs, unshielded from the wrath of my blue light.
Let me hit this purple area. Excuse me, sir. Woo. Let's see. Hourglass. I think I will pass up the hourglass for the power cell. Honestly, hourglass might have worked there pretty well because it would decrease the amount of energy that we're spending and still give us the same damage, right? Is that how that works theoretically? So maybe I should have taken it for the sake of preserving my energy buildup. Weapon auto crit, energy weapon. I'm gonna take the energy weapon damage because I do plan on finishing the run with this. And ideally, we're going to have that 100% crit chance anyways, whenever they're frozen. Excuse me, sir. Volcano gun? I'm gonna pretend like I didn't just see that drop. Let's see here. Oh, well, I mean, if we have the shredder, then we have to swap out, right? There we go. Ice cream, baby. We take that. We take that. What is the RNG this run? Oh my god. Gun diet, credit card, beam goes hard. Keep it at like 50% infinitely. That does sound like it goes pretty hard. I think I'm kind of blanking on what I need in order to get the 100% auto crit. What am I missing right now in my build? Like, what's the skill that gives me the 100% auto crit on frozen targets? Because I don't want to accidentally pass it up. But I am, like, heavily blanking on it, I think. I already have Cryo Mastery. Oh, have I just gotten really unlucky with my skills then and haven't seen it pop up? Because I do have Cryo Mastery. Because I thought it was Cryo Mastery originally, but Cryo Mastery was also the first perk that we took, and I still have not rolled the 100% crit chance yet. So I was doubting myself there for a second.
Yes, I know I'm an idiot for not already realizing I had a 100% crit chance on frozen targets just by taking Cryo Mastery, but to be fair, I did have a lot of chocolate to eat over the holidays, and I'm a complete moron. Those two are completely unrelated. But speaking of sweets, we did just find ice cream, which increases our cryo application and duration by 15%, which is crazy. You are now seeing the new cryo application buff at its maximum.
I just need you to perish. I need to find a toaster, and I need to get that 100% auto crit chance on frozen targets. And then this build will literally, it's not going to need anything else. It already doesn't need anything else. Look at this. Look at this. It just shreds. It's just silly. Cryo Mastery itself. Oh, gotcha. Thank you. Wasn't paying attention. Yeah, it says it right there, believe it or not. Maybe I should open my eyes sometime. I'll take Vaporize. Does Vaporize apply to bosses? It would make sense if it did. I'm just curious, because I know some things don't apply. Vaporite does not apply to bosses. Okay, well, that's kind of sad then.
We were flying through everything with our junk beam, but it was time to see it against a boss, and I was really hoping for Judge Ball because I wanted a semi-stationary boss to just melt with this thing.
I feel like the time to kill is I've never struggled with time to kill when it comes to non-boss enemies. So like a lot of these things, like Recon's Execute works on bosses. Gotcha. So like a lot of these things, like that, like Vaporize, it just seems so like not important if it can't work on bosses. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I'm already deleting non-boss enemies in like less than a second. Most balanced cryo build, by the way. True. Honestly, standard cryo build. Oh my god, Ionic Palms! Yo, best weapon in the game now? Did you see their buff? Oh, and there's credit card. I will take that. Excuse me. Well, that was cool. Get it? Do you get it? That was funny. What do I want here? Do I want gun diet? Is that what I'm looking for here at the end? I might be looking for gun diet here. Not really a fan of those ones. Well, that's rough. I could do Chromatic Tempest. I'll think about it though. Maybe we'll find like a maybe we'll find some dice in one of these stores and I could re-roll for gun diet.
Gun Diet was absolutely what we wanted because of its increased fire rate for faster cryo buildup and for increased damage when we had spent half our mag already. Having secret reserves wouldn't be too bad either. Here's hoping we can find some dice.
Can get another reroll from the new vendor. Yeah, I don't like relying on the vendor too much, especially if I'm going to be putting stuff on YouTube potentially, just because I don't want people to be like, oh, well, I mean, unless you have 4,000 wrenches, you can't succeed in this game, you know, because there's going to be unreasonable people like that. Plus, I don't need to show off a god roll build. What are your thoughts on Lottery Luke, by the way, Jinx? I forgot to ask you yesterday. I think he's a good addition to the game, but I was hoping for something a bit more substantial when it came to, like, a wrench sink, you know what I mean? He's a good NPC, though, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining about him. I do like him a lot. New vendor. You strongly dislike it? Really? You don't like him? Why not? Why not? We have one more store to hit up, and then we'll go and if we don't have dice in any of those stores, I'm just going to take Chromatic Tempest and call it. Hey, Vickens, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it, man. Oh, gotta head this way. Time loss, time loss. I'm one seldom too short to make this build strong. Gamble once. Yay, 8 more cells. I mean, I think that's a good change to the game, personally, just because, like, I don't think a game needs to be restrictive in order for it to be, like, fun. Like, I know it's a roguelike, so obviously having more randomness is more like a roguelite than not. I'm just gonna take the power. Cherries is really solid, but I'm gonna take the power cell just because we have so much auto crit, and I'm just gonna take Chromatic Tempest here, and I'm gonna take increased fire rates. There we go. I don't think you need to be as restrictive, because I know you and I had this conversation one other time, but yeah, I think Roboquest is a... I agree with what you said that one time. Roboquest is an FPS first, Roguelite second. And although I do kind of want some more Roguelite elements in the game, personally, I'm fine with it not being as restrictive. Like, I'm very fine with you having more control over how your build goes in a game like this, compared to, like, something like Hades, or, what's it called? Like Risk of Rain, you know what I mean? Because I feel like in those games, skill definitely does not shine through as much as your build. Like, you need the skills, but your build is like doing the lifting, you know what I mean? Like, you're there, you can support it with how good you are, but the build really determines that. Whereas in like FPS roguelites, I feel like if it's not the inverse, it's a much closer split, you know what I mean? Like, your build can be as good as you want, but unless you, like, know what you're doing, that build is not going to carry you. And you can very easily beat this game with a subpar build, in my opinion. Even on the hardest difficulty. As long as you just know how to handle enemies and you know how the game works. That being said, though, I am totally fine with there being, like, less restrictive builds. Especially at a higher price point. But I do see where, like, it can kill the build potential of, like, you know, like, people are going to lock into what they want and then be afraid to change. That's just something people are going to subconsciously do, whether they, you know, want to admit it or not. So I do see the negative.
We did end up taking Cryo Tempest for the increased 10% cryo damage, and we'll be doing a lot more damage when we're close to an enemy. So whenever we're fighting Iris, we can get really up in her face to do extra damage.
What do we got here? Increased weapon damage 25. Do I have Monocle right now? I don't have Monocle. Okay, yeah, I can do that, sure. Chili pepper. Sure.
Chili Pepper is a perfect find this late in the game because it increases crit damage by a staggering 40% while decreasing all other damage by 20%. Though that won't really matter because we're always doing crit damage on frozen targets.
It removes cell management. Yeah, no, I get that too. I get that too. So, I know you and I feel differently about this, but, because I remember I was like, I want there to be, like, more elements from Gunfire Reborn that they can, like, borrow and put it into this game, and you were like, no, don't do that, because of the FPS first, Roguelite second thing. But I really feel like they could really benefit from something like, you know, like Guardian 4 would be a lot like Reincarnation in that game. And then maybe people could, like, pick their own modifiers going into it. I think that would be good. And then maybe there's a modifier for like Lottery Luke doesn't appear. Or maybe Lottery Luke does appear, but his rewards change, and instead of wrenches, it's another power cell dump. So, you know, maybe something changes in that regard. Because I definitely feel like you don't need to have... I'm okay with there being a fun factor in this game that doesn't revolve around difficulty. Now, you could go to easier difficulties, right? But, like, you still want that kind of, like, challenge in the gameplay. I don't know. Maybe I'm just rambling now.
Finding Gaslighter here was nice because we had a bunch of fire rate in this build already, and we were reloading quite a bit. I can only imagine how much stronger we would have been, and how much more useful this item would have also been if we managed to snag Gun Diet as our final perk. Oh well, this build certainly does not need to be meta to tear through Guardian 4.
Alright, Beetle Royale, let's actually have you hit me this time so I can feel that damage buff. Well, he did hit me. He did do exactly that. Now it's my turn to hit him. Blow for blow. Alright, well, Godspeed, Beetle Royale. You want mutators for the game? That's the wrench sync I'm waiting for. That's what I'm talking about. I think anyways, I think we're on the same page there. The map filling up with lava behind you, more elites, more projectile. I do like that. I do like that a lot. You keep hearing about Gunfire Reborn. Is the game worth buying? Yes. In my opinion, yes. Gunfire Reborn is another phenomenal game. I play a lot of games, but when it comes to roguelites, Gunfire Reborn and now Roboquest are like my favorites. Finally, we got Toaster. Let's go. Just in time. Let's pop off. I'm gonna save these power cells. As much as Hot Dog would be nice here, like just convenient, I am gonna save power cells going forward here. You just like the movement in Gunfire? Yeah, I do want to touch on that. Gunfire is much slower paced than Roboquest. I personally like it a lot. I think I prefer Roboquest more just because ADHD brain requires fast movement and pretty colors everywhere I go. But in my opinion, I think you can get a lot stronger in that game because like we've been saying for the past little bit, it's a roguelite first, FPS second. So like the power fantasy in that game I think is higher than Roboquest, but you feel like a much bigger badass in this game if I'm being honest, just because of the fast-paced nature of it. I do like them both though. They're both strong and weak in their own departments, but that's because they're like, they don't set out to be the same game, you know what I mean? Like they are different games. Don't go into Gunfire expecting a Roboquest experience, and vice versa. Reload speed, sure. I don't need the auto crit, so yeah, I'm just gonna take Dex there. Extra movement. We are using a heavy weapon, so I'll just take Dex. But I will say, if you ever get burnt out of Roboquest, Gunfire's a good change of pace, and then once you get burnt out of Gunfire, you're ready to come right back to Roboquest. It's a great dynamic. It's a great dynamic. That's what I do with Warframe and Destiny. Whenever I get burnt out of Warframe, I hop on Destiny. Whenever I get burnt out of Destiny, I hop on Warframe. Living the life. Alright guys, Gamba time. Boom. That's why you take it, boys. We didn't need it, but you know what? I'm gonna buy Magic Wand and Microphone just because I can. Just because I can. Everyone keep in mind, whenever you skip out on a Wonka bar, that is the one that would have won. Okay? Always buy them. Iris, come hither. We will be closely acquainted. No.
There's one crucial thing I want to point out here with our build at this point in the run. We never ran into a Cryo-Yo. We are missing out on so much damage because we didn't have that item. Just imagine how quick this would be if we had it. It's called a gambling dedication. Yeah, exactly. You get it. Sparks are godly though. How could you turn them down? And would I be getting a lot of scrap during this boss fight? I'm actually not too familiar with the scrap mechanic because I don't actually use my abilities on Engineer. Well, that was a run. You get none if you don't use the abilities now. The mobs could have given you lots. Yeah, I didn't want to take it though because I get more utility out of Dexterity's reload speed and movement speed in the boss fight, and the boss fight is what I cared more about there because my mobbing was already fine. There we go. I always do my builds very centered around like bossing. If I'm struggling with mobbing, I'll take a mobbing skill, but most of the time I always prioritize single target over mobbing capabilities just because I feel like mobbing's always very quick. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like, leaving a comment, and subscribing, as it does help out the channel immensely, and I appreciate it. If you ever want to hang out live, check out my Twitch in the description below. I hope you all have a great day. I'm Hatterax, signing off. Peace.